Giants. They go on to get the win in this contest on the road in a game that they needed to win. You might want to categorize this as a must-win. On 2-7. That is where the New York Giants currently stand. In San Francisco, 2-8. Eli Manning getting the win in this one. 19 of 31, 188 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the evening. But Nick Mullins, we saw what he did the last time he was out. Wow. Saquon Barkley, you don't see his name up there, but we know that he got after it this time. So Saquon Barkley, 20 rushing attempts, 67 yards. And the biggest play of the game had to be the one that you highlighted as we took a look at that highlight, the hurdle, and then getting out of bounds. Being a young player,
that's the
presence
key
of
right
mind.
there, because if he don't jump over him, you tackle him in bounds, and, you lose a lot of clock. So for him to make that play, hurdle him, and then get out of bounds and have the awareness to do that, that's a huge play on that drive. That might have been the biggest play of the game.
How about Saquon Barkley on the receiving end, Reggie? 33 yards via the catch on 4 receptions. Not only is he a finely tuned running back, but he can also do it in multiple ways.
He's a dual threat.
He is.
And you got to account for him all over that field, not only just running the ball, as you said, also passing. So he's one of those guys that you're going to have to know exactly where he is every single play. If not, he can hurt you. You saw in the last drive on the hurdle play, that was a big pass play for him. And if you don't know where he is, he'll get you.
Yeah, he's certainly a guy who is a problem. And this whole season for the Giants has seemed to be a problem. It's been a dark cloud, but tonight seeming to be a silver lining as they come away with that 27-23 win. If you're Eli Manning, MJD, what are you telling yourself after getting this W, your 27th fourth quarter comeback of your career?
Let's try to keep this going. Let's add on this momentum and keep it going. But let's be honest. I mean, there's still a lot of problems that they didn't address in this game. Mm-hmm. The Niners aren't really known for their pass rush, and you still had guys getting to the quarterback a little bit. We saw Eli move in the pocket. You couldn't run the ball. I mean, 20 carries for 67 yards, that's not good enough in this league. You got
5 or 12 on third down.
Those are things that you have to fix. So if you can't, those are the things you have to go back. Yes, we won, it's happy, let's get on this plane, let's get back to New York. But then also, when we get back to work, these are the things we have to be honest with ourselves in order if we want to fix this culture and change what we have going on right now.
This does give you confidence, though.
Yeah.
When you win a game like this, it gives you confidence. Absolutely. They know they've been playing bad. You've been in a lot of games all season long, lost a lot of close ones, and then you go out here, you grind, you get one. It gives you confidence, even though you didn't play that well. You got the
know who did play well? Odell Beckham Jr. I'm sure he's probably pretty happy on that flight headed back cross country to the Big Apple. 2 touchdowns, 73 yards on 4 catches. And at least for the time being, all is well with Big Blue, as we said, getting the win tonight over San Francisco in front of a national audience, 27-23. And speaking of Odell Beckham Jr., we're going to talk more.
It was a team victory. You saw we got contributions to the plus side in all 3 phases. You saw Corey Coleman got some nice returns. He's got a chance to take it the distance, and we're glad to get him going. We set ourselves back a little bit with penalties there, but we had positive contributions from all 3 phases, kicking game included. On defense, we got turnovers. For the most part, did a good job of keeping them out of the end zone. And then on offense, we found a way to finally score some points. And I think that that's a contributing factor. And then we've seen it all along. I've watched it when I wasn't coaching here. Eli being able to engineer drives at the end of the game. That's one of the things that he does extremely well. And so I was happy to see that he could engineer that touchdown drive to win the game. So the takeaways, it's a victory. It's the first win in our little 8-game season here. And we'll put all our energy into playing Tampa when we get back from the flight. We didn't have any injuries to speak of, which is good. This is the first time I've really ever been around. We had all healthy scratches, so we're healthy as you can be. And we had some new players in there contributing. I think that'll be good as we move forward. So happy for our guys. It's always fun to win a game. And like I told them, I said, the ones that you have to fight the hardest for are the ones that should feel the best. And listen, I know where we're at, but this feels good to win a game, and hopefully we can build on this getting ready for Tampa. Okay? I'll take your questions. Yeah, I thought we did a good job. We had Jamon Brown in there, and he did a good job. I think there were still some bad plays in there, but for the most part, I thought they did a good job protecting Eli. We had, the one sack, I think. We did some things to sort of protect him, and I thought those guys battled, and we found a way to make some yards running the ball as well. And so I think, probably as a unit, that's probably their best performance.
What did you think of Eli today, particularly that last drive?
Well, as you walked in, I was just saying that's what Eli's really good at, is engineering those come from behind drives, and I thought that was terrific. I thought he hung in there, made some really good throws, and got us in the end zone, and that's the mark of a quarterback.
Were you all desperate that you did something positive to happen for a while?
Yeah.
Just what that was like.
Yeah, I think I've said it all along, as we've discussed it, but our guys do a really good job of keeping the noise out. We counsel them to do that and just keep playing and keep believing in one another and keep doing it for each other. And, that's what we're fighting for, is the thrill of victory, which they're experiencing now in the locker room. And, I think, as we go along here, we made progress tonight. And as we go along here, we're going to have more victories. And, they're going to always be hard fought. But this team fights hard. And I'm glad that they're able to experience victory.
How important do you think that was for Eli? I mean, he had 8 touchdowns in the first 8 games. Being able to come out here, lead you down the field, 2 touchdowns in a game.
I don't know. That's a better question for Eli. I think, listen, I always think we're going to go out there and beat the team we're going to play. And I'm always expecting our players to play extremely well. And I think he was a major contributor in our victory tonight, so I'm happy for him.
So, Pat Shurmur, extremely complimentary of Eli Manning and the entire New York Giants ball club after this 27-23 win over the San Francisco Giants. Tonight's win for Eli Manning, the first 3 touchdown, 0 interception performance since Week 12 of 2016. And Shurmur pointed out the fact that Eli was only sacked 1 time in this game. And that ties the best performance for the offensive line all season long. How important was it to keep Eli Manning upright and clean in this one?
Well, I think they really leaned on their running game to do that. And you talk about when you can get a team to really focus on the running game and try to stop your running back, you can utilize play action pass where you saw those big chunk plays. You can utilize quick game, different things to keep your linemen going because they're going forward and they're wearing down the pass rush. I thought the Niners, tried to bring some blitzes late in the game to get some pressure. When you get a team blitzing, I mean, we all know this. It doesn't matter who it is. If you get a team blitzing, that means they have less guys in the back end to cover, guys that aren't used to covering the back end, and you can attack them that way. So it really – that offensive line did a great job, but they were scripted to do a great job as well.
Now, Reggie, Pat Shurmur said the offense, they finally found a way to score some points. That seems to be 1 + 1 = 2, but that's exactly what they did. They went out there, they put up 27 points, and Eli, he really was the catalyst for this win.
They were, but I expected them to do this.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about a 2-8 San Francisco 49ers football team. They're just as bad as the Giants. So it was a battle of the 2 bads, to be honest with you.
True.
I expect them to come out here and beat the 49ers. I mean, it's just the truth. It really is. I mean, when you look at both these guys, if you look at both rosters, you'll say, man, there's no way that the 49ers can hang with this Giants ball team. Yeah. So I expect them to do this. This was one of the teams I had at the beginning of the year that was supposed to make that turn. So and they didn't. But to see them go out there and play the way they did, just keep fighting, even when they were behind, it was good to see.
What I loved about the game is they ran it. Even when they was getting 1 yard, 2 yards, they kept running it. And what I know about offensive linemen, every time they get back in the huddle, they say, let's run it. They like to run the ball, and then they're going to sell out in the pass game for you. But if you drop back 40, 50 times throwing, that's not what these offensive linemen
Where was it, JJ, last week?
So, what you mean? I'm always here.
Basketball 13 out of the first 15 possessions.
So that's what helped Eli today. They ran it. Then they gave him time, and he was Eli.
Well,
Picked
New York Giants.
Niners or not, they played some ball tonight.
Taking a page out of the Dallas Cowboys book from Sunday Night Football. Zeke got 19 totes, and, of course, Saquon